What's up guys, welcome back to another monster video. So in today's video we have the battle pass monster. I believe her name is Divinia, or is it Divinia? I'm not sure. I think it's Divinia. But anyways, this monster is available right now in battle pass, but we have 9,000 cells, which I'm going to be using to max this monster out. I'm going to show you guys the best skills, the best rune setup, and everything you need to know about this monster. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. Anyways, let's go and get started. Alright guys, so take a look at this. Alright, we got the monster. It is part of the battle pass, and yeah, it's part of the season 6 battle pass. So if you want to grab it, you can grab it in game. I would recommend scanning the QR code on the screen if you're playing on a computer. Kind of gets you like a quicker access to the game. Or if you're playing on mobile, you can hit the top link description down below. That'll take you straight into the game. Head over to the battle pass and grab the monster. But I do want to give you a huge shout out to Social Points, and huge thanks to them. We are able to basically review this monster thanks to them. So it is part of the wing book. And what else is it? Is it part of the females maybe? No? It is actually part of females. Okay. And then Celestial Paradise, you don't have to worry about that. That's just for like book purposes. But those other two for Team Wars, it's cool. But let's go ahead and basically hash this monster. It looks kind of cool. You know, has wings. I don't know. Like I remember I told you guys when I did my like review for just checking out basically the whole new season, I was like, wait, that skin tone is kind of weird. No, the pink. Like, I don't know. I feel like white on white would have been cool, or like, I don't know, like a different skin tone, but pink, oh, I guess pink matches her, matches whatever she's holding there. But it's part of Celestial. Okay, so you do have Celestial as your trait. It gives you immunity to stun, mega stun, and bleeding. And then you have immunity to blind at rank 1, and then Stature and Anticipation at rank 3. So yeah, the monster, once it gains a turn, she'll have Anticipation, which can basically throw off the enemy. If they end up getting a turn, they don't know. Like, you know how sometimes in Team Wars you scout a base and then you're looking at the monster and you're like, oh wait, this is all they have. And then sometimes you forget and you click fight, and then later on they have a status caster that literally throws you off. I feel like this is going to be one of those monsters. A lot of people are gonna kind of overlook this monster, but hey, we're gonna have to see. But anyways, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start ranking this monster up. Also guys, huge thanks to Social Point. We're gonna be doing another review where I'm gonna be maxing this monster out, so they went ahead and gave me all the cells that's needed. So that's gonna be super exciting. I cannot wait for that. So make sure you guys are subscribed to see that. But anyways, when you purchase the battle pass, the monster, you'll be able to get it to at least rank 3. Obviously, you're going to get it a little bit higher than that. I believe it's like rank 4.5 or so. But you're going to be getting that anticipation anyways. So you'll be able to basically unlock all the traits. So you don't really have to worry about any of the traits as long as you have the food. And you're able to kind of like max the monster out and wait it out a little bit till it's maxed out. Hey, you don't have anything to worry about. Look like one of the skills gains her anticipation back. It literally gives it back, and then you apply damage boost as well. It's a 50% damage boost, which is pretty good. If you do want to reapply your damage boost, then or not damage boost, your anticipation, then yeah, I would say definitely carry that. Strength wise, you have 60,112. Life is 1.767, and then speed is 30,096. All right, so let's see if she has any better skills than that. We have a heavy magic damage to all enemies, applies bane to all enemies. Oh yeah, I'll take that for sure. We have anticipation, evasion, and double damage. I literally told you she's gonna have a better skill. Anticipation to itself. Wait, so that's weird. Why does it say gains anticipation and then anticipation to itself? So is it 2 anticipation? That's really weird. Or maybe that's I don't know if that's a typo or not on their end. So yeah, I don't know, because wait a second. Oh, can this be applied to anybody you want? Maybe. We're gonna have to find that out. Then in that case, you're basically applying anticipation to yourself and somebody else. That could be pretty cool. Definitely. And then massive, so this removes shield and then deals massive light damage. That could be pretty good for maybe bounty hunt or something. But let's see what else we have here. We have an AoE moderate light damage, but it removes shield before dealing the damage. This one's just a very heavy, you know, magic damage. But let me see. So we have one single target, we have a self damage boost, and then we have an AoE. And then this one comes to you. It really just, you know, all comes down to you whether you want to carry this or you want to carry this, right? This is an AoE, 0 stamina though, keep in mind. So you don't need any stamina as long as you have the cooldown off. You can actually do that. So I would say, yeah, it really comes down to you if you want to swap this with this, but keep these 3, I would say, for sure. What else do we have here? Low light damage and then moderate magic damage. Okay, whatever. So yeah, in terms of stamina cost, it's not too bad. And in terms of cooldowns, it's actually pretty low too. Let's take a look at the ultimate. Removes basically PERs everybody, and then heavy light damage all enemies apply sunburn and rapid sense. You're applying 2 tortures, but you're also opening up the path before dealing the damage and applying those basically tortures. So overall, pretty good, I would say. Now, in terms of relics, we have sword and basically SN, which is really good for an attacker. This is literally one of the best relics to actually give to an attacker, I would say. So for this one, give something that would bring her back, like Genesis SN or like a Shadow, or even I think Barbarian's SN. No, Barbarian's SN. Yeah, it does bring. Okay, when the wearer dies, if all allies are okay. Oh, that's if they're barbarians, man. I don't know. You could also do Adventurers SN if you want, but let me just mess around with this one. But you definitely want to give like a Starsealer sword. That way the monster is able to regenerate her stamina back when needed. But anyways, let's go ahead and unlock these 2. Let's go ahead and also remove some runes from this monster because I don't think I'm ever going to use that one again. We just need to free up some runes. That's all, you know what I mean? So now what you want to do for the runes is what I recommend, at least. Here's what I recommend, okay? You want to do at least 2 speed runes and then 1 strength at the end, or you can do 2 strength and 1 speed, something like this, because this is monster as an attacker, right? You want this monster to be also fast but also hitting a little bit strong. Now you don't want to make it too slow. I feel like 2 speed and 1 strength is literally like it's perfect for this monster, you know what I mean? Because she's not really lacking any power. Like if I saw that maybe this monster's like all like dealing like all like low and moderate damages, I'll be like, okay, yeah, you definitely need to give at least like 2 strength runes to make it a little bit stronger, or at least pair it up with another monster that like a damage booster, like Honan, for example. Just keep applying those damage boosts. Then yeah, it makes sense. But she has a lot of really good like damaging skills. Like this one's probably the lowest one, and then you have this one, deals heavy magic damage to everybody. This one's a massive one, come on. And then this one basically gives double damage and evasion, all that good stuff. So that is pretty good, and I like that evasion being there basically, because like essentially what you're doing is basically you're protecting that damage boost and all that like anticipation and stuff like that you have. But anyways, here, let's say there was an anticipation monster, you just easily remove that. Then what you could do is just trade disable somebody here like that. Looks like we took some damage there. That's okay. And then we can do an AoE trade disable, or we can mess around a little bit if we want to, but that one's going to be on cooldown for another 3 turns, so it doesn't really matter. Let's do an AoE trade disable just for fun here. And then that one looks like there's 1 more turn, and then that, you know, trade's going to be gone, but it's all right. Look, she gets a turn here, right? So she can either do a damage boost here. Also, I forgot. Oh my gosh, that sucks. What I was going to do, I purposely chose Everest as one of the monsters in the enemy team so that I could deal a lot of damage, but I forgot this monster is also light element, so it kind of cancels out there. But anyways, let's say she gets a turn, she goes ahead and attacks, deals a decent amount of damage there. But anyways, I'm going to charge up. I'm not going to do too much. Let's charge up again. And then this monster is going to take a lot of damage. Wow. What I can do is maybe I can heal everybody and apply some life regen to them because they definitely need it. But anyways, yeah. So here, we could do this one. This one deals a lot of damage, or we could do an AoE skill. AoE skill never hurts because it also applies torture, and we could do that. Or let me see. Actually, let's do the AoE skill. So we're gonna do the AoE skill here. Apply Bane to them. You know, deal some more damage, and of course remove some stamina. With Florian, I'm not gonna do much. I'm just gonna go ahead and charge up. Rapsentina is gonna get the turn here, and she is completely dead. I feel like that Bane kind of helped out as well a little bit. Applied some more tortures. But let's say so she gets a turn here. I'm gonna do an AoE skill that deals a lot of damage. Yeah, that dealt a crazy amount of damage right there. Cool. Okay, that's fine. Let him have it. So what? Wow, she took a lot of damage back too. So here we could do the removing shield, deals massive light damage, or we could do this one. This also removes shield, but they don't have shield though. That's the thing. That monster has evasion, but it can't do anything against evasion, unfortunately. Maybe if she had like a remove evasion instead of remove shield, that would have been kind of helpful. But hey, the removing shield, that's also really good. I might actually, like next turn, I might actually pair it up with a monster that could apply shield, and we could remove that. We could test it out. But I'm gonna charge up on this monster, and then he's gonna get to turn. Wow, look, he barely survived. Oh my gosh, you gotta charge up though. 0 stamina. All right, so this one has shield right there. Look, so this monster has shield. We're gonna do the remove shield and deals massive light damage, and look at that. Boom, remove the shield and then dealt the damage. Completely eliminated the monster. For a second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the anticipation with evasion. Oh, actually, I wanted to test it out. I wanted to test that skill out on somebody else. I forgot about that. All right, well, here's the thing. Let me do this single target, massive light damage. Obviously, the reason why it's dealing such little damage is because it's light versus light. Keep that in mind. But here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and test that skill out now. It's off cooldown, right? I'm going to try to apply on somebody else. It doesn't work. Okay, so it is only to itself, which is weird because it says it's going to apply anticipation and then it applies anticipation again. So that's really weird. Where's it? If enemy... Wait. Consumed. Wait, that's so weird. Why is there two anticipation though? Look, there's one here. Unless that's just there because... Oh, wait. Oh, that's part of the trade. Okay, that was part of one of the trades. Okay, but it's gone. It's saying that it's gone already, so it's already been used. Okay, that makes sense then. So I'm going to do another single target. So this is the nice thing about carrying those single targets. So when you're going up against monsters like these ones, you know what I mean? Where, you know, for example, they have those dodge area traits, which are super annoying to deal with. You have those single targets to rely on. All right, here's a better way to test this monster out a little bit, okay? We're going to go up against, obviously, a dark monster like him. And where this monster, which applies a lot of shield. Super annoying, right? What we could do is we could trade disable a little bit here. Although I should have probably removed the anticipation there first. That's my bad. But let's go ahead and let this monster get a turn in. She's going to gain anticipation right there. Perfect. So we can do this AoE skill here, which magic versus metal. That's going to be pretty good against Anor, for example. But look at that massive light damage. Now, if you don't want to use that yet, what you could do is you could do your double damage for a turn. And here with this monster, we could go ahead and attack. We'll just do an AoE skill. Pretty light, you know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. Plus, he couldn't have like pierced through that taunt anyways, or the mega taunt because of the nanovirus being there. That wouldn't have applied at all. Now, I don't want to torture this monster too much because I don't want it to die. I'm going to charge up. But let's go ahead and basically attack with this monster. And looks like my awakening kind of went off. Oh my gosh. All right, look at that. That thing looks like a freaking tank. All right, I'm going to go ahead and charge up though. But here, she gets a turn, right, with a double damage. She has all that cool stuff like evasion. She can't really get attacked or anything like that. We could do this AoE skill, which deals a lot of damage. We have another AoE skill. Remember, keep this in mind. So whichever one you want to deal with, whoever's like more of a threat, or you could do a single target and eliminate that other monster fully. But I'm going to do this one just because it eliminates that one. I guess the light didn't do much against this monster, but we do have magic. That's why the double element's actually really good. So, you know, you don't really have to rely on just one element. You got the other one that's kind of there helping you out. But here with this monster, what I'm going to do on purpose, I'm going to go ahead and apply that shield, that, you know, that skill that kind of gives him the shield. So now take a look at this. So he has a shield right there. And so what we're going to do, remember, we do have this remove shield that deals damage. This one, this is an AoE skill. You don't want to do this, but take a look at this. Remove shield and then deals massive light damage. Boom, look at that. Remove the shield, deal some damage. Keep in mind it's light versus light. That's why it barely dealt too much damage. But if it wasn't light versus light, it would have done a lot more. And now she's going to get another turn. So we could do either an AoE skill or we could do the anticipation with the evasion. So now when he tries to attack, although he's not really going to be able to do much, I feel like, what could he really do? I guess it applies cold blood, disables traits, and then deals a lot of damage. So I guess we could do that, but it's going to go towards the megatons, I feel like. Yeah, okay. So the megatons instead. Okay, whatever. And look at that. The daze and all the damage, it's not going to go in because the monster has evasion protecting, which is really good. So that skill, it really is beneficial, I feel like. Now, the only thing is, this one's going to go towards that monster. It's not going to go towards Kirk, but that's okay because Kirk is going to die to those sorcerers anyways. So I don't really have to do much. I just have to charge up, and Kirk should actually eat up all those sorcerers. Yeah, there it is. So anyways, what do you guys think? I mean, the monster has some potential. I would probably pair it up with like some damage boosters and stuff like that, and avoid like light versus light, I would say, just because there's a lot of light monsters here and there, you know what I mean? Especially the most popular one, which is JJ, and even Everest, I would say. I mean, there's also like Maximus and Grey Seal, you know what I mean? A lot of players are going to be using those monsters here and there, so you got to watch out. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions, and that's going to be pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.